zoning. I've been zoning.
Hey, I'm doing a video on how to change a hydraulic line on a 2016 Case 590 Super N backhoe. This is the line here. I've already replaced it. I didn't have my camera to record this. I do have some pictures that I'll put in throughout of how I did it. But in order to get the line with enough slack, I had to put the boom like that. I tried straight out. I tried a little bit of an angle. I tried different pitches, but that one seemed to be the best route for me. Down in here, this line here is the line that goes up. And this here, I took off just to try and help get me a little more slack. Now, before you start all this, you want to make sure you either got no bucket on, or if you do, have the bucket down so nobody gets pinched. Now, to get this line off, well, to replace this line, one of the joints is down in here. Now, to get that joint to come up so that you can take it apart, you have to go up here, and down in there you take that 13 mil nut off, and that then loosens off the clamp that holds that line there. Now hopefully your clamp will be like mine and the bolt will stay stationary, because the bolt screws into the clamp. If it doesn't, well, the bolt is a 13 mil, so you'll have to get a wrench down in there just to hold it in place for you. So once you got that clamp undone, and then take this clamp off here, that's a 13 mil again, you then can pull this line up. But to pull that line up, you gotta fidget with that bolt to get it out of the hole, because there is other lines up in there. So once you get that out, you pull it up, you get a second hand, because you'll be holding this line, it's quite hard, and then put a set of vice grips on the line here. I'll show a picture that I took of that, just to hold it so that the line doesn't get pulled back down in. Then it takes an 1 5/8" wrench, but one there, the other one's over on the table. It takes 2 of them, undo it there, get yourself a bucket for the oil, drain the oil out, and then move up here to where there's a gear clamp, 15/16. This here is 16 mil nut and bolt, and then I undid this 15/16 gear clamp, just slid it down. I didn't fully undo it, just so I can make this line move to take this joint apart. That there's an 1 5/8" that worked for the bigger side, 1.5" for the other. And once you get the line all off, you clean up your ends and install the new O-rings. This here is the old line, and it was leaking right in here. Too bad that you couldn't replace it right here and just replace the rubber, but for some reason Case decided to do it different this year, so you gotta pay. Now get the new line back on, you put your O-rings on, cleaned up. I started from here, tighten this down so it stayed straight, put this clamp on, that gear clamp, and then I put the joint together here and put the clamp back, the clamp that goes down in there on the new line. But before I put this line back down in, I made sure that there's no leaks. So I started up the backhoe and there's no leaks throughout it. And then I was able to fish that line back down, put the bolt back up through the hole with the new clamp on it, or the clamp on the new hose. Tighten it down, and then tighten this clamp down after putting this boot on, and Made sure again there was no leaks. It's hard to see that one down in there. I'm sure if there's a leak I'll see it drooling at the bottom when I go to use it. But that's the gist of how to change it. Sorry it's not step by step. I will show pictures. I got a couple, not many. But hopefully this helps you out a little. And I'm hoping you don't have the year that they did this to it, because it'd be a lot nicer if there was a joint in here. Or I know it's kind of hard in here, it's tight, but if they could figure out a way to put a joint somewhere else so you didn't have to fish all the way down in the boom. But thanks for watching. Hope this helped out. Any questions or anything, leave it in the comments and I'll try to respond to you as soon as I can. Alright.